wanted to film this segment real quick because I'm actually about to hop in a meeting with one of my business partners slash friends. His name's Caleb Hamlet. He owns this brand called Reborn. I'm a part of his brand now. He brought me on about a year ago. Actually, no, not about a year ago. He brought me on about 5 months ago. And before I was on, the brand has amassed a massive community. It has success. It's made a lot of money. But the reason he brought me on was because he just needed an extra leg, and that's what I am. I am the strong arm. I am the strong arm when it comes to building brands. I have built my own brand in 2 years and maybe 6 or 7 drops. I have done 500K. What else? I've worked with Ecovision. I've worked with Young LA. I've worked with Raw Gear. I've worked with multiple other companies. I've helped multiple influencers amass their followings and grow their personal brands. So this is what I've been doing for the last year. I know I haven't really touched on this topic yet. I obviously want to touch on it more. I don't know, maybe in this video, but maybe in the next one. But anyways, getting back to what I was talking about. We're about to hop in a meeting with a content manager because that's one thing that we've been struggling with is the marketing side of things. And honestly, when you have a brand, it's easier for you to just delegate, right? If you're the owner of the brand, there's no reason you should also be the marketing, the project, the logistic manager. You know, like you need to hire those people onto your brand. You'll see a massive difference with the brand once you bring people on that believe in the brand and also will help you take care of all that BS that you don't want to take care of. The brand it becomes its own ecosystem on the inside. Obviously, you want a brand to be an ecosystem in itself with the community. But what we've been working on with Reborn is we've kind of been refining what the brand's purpose is, what the identity is, you know, who is our targeted community, who are we trying to reach, you know, what clothing do we want to make. So what we're doing with Reborn and what I'm doing with all my other business partners, because this isn't my only brand, I work with 4 other brands, is we're peaking on the clothing, but we're also going to we're also peaking on the marketing. And then once you put those two together, the brand success is inevitable. So Reborn is already on a pace to a very, very good number this year. Our next drop is phenomenal. Literally all we have to do now is get the marketing down. And yeah, I'll probably include some of the call. You know, something that I like to do is I like to look at the competitors. A lot of people say, oh, you know, you are your only competition, yada, yada, yada. You know, I completely understand that. But if you're looking at a brand that you're competing with, you know, like let's be realistic, you are competing with someone. You're always going to be competing with someone, especially if they're a brand that has already amassed a lot of success. Look at what they did, right? Look at what they did good. How can you recreate what they did, but do it better, right? So yeah, that's kind of like that's the sauce I'm going to give you right now.
The socials, so like just pop off on views? Do you want like more conversion off of it? Like what's your goal with the socials?
So our main objective right now is, all right, like for example, we're currently sitting at 52,000 followers. A majority of those followers are already incredibly engaging. Thankfully, you know, Caleb has amassed a massive community through his personal brand, and he's been able to funnel a bunch of those, you know, he's been able to funnel a massive amount of that community onto Reborn. So now I feel like our objective is to grow without having to utilize Caleb's platform. So Reborn technically becomes its own entity, but at the same time, you know, it has that backing that, you know, Caleb brings with his own personal brand. So I don't know if that was like a lot, but to answer your question, we're looking to expand our community. Reborn really, you know, amplifies the fact that, you know, you can come from this crazy life that has, you feel like you have no purpose, you know, like you don't know what the future holds for you. And then once you find Christ, you know, like you're reborn, right? Like we're not only trying to bring in people that are already, you know, in the faith, but we're also trying to bring people who are, you know, we're trying to evangelize. That's like, dude, if we could do that with a brand, like that is something that is so powerful. And it really makes such a stronghold community, man. Like that's why I believe Reborn has so much potential, because the name in itself means something so much. To put it simply, I am a creative director. That's exactly what I do. That's what I do for multiple different brands and influencers that I've worked with. But what I do for these guys is I simply direct them, and I know what works. My weakness was always doing it for myself, if that makes sense. And that's exactly what I've been working on. And I've realized that I can't do that alone. The biggest advice I have for you guys is, especially if you're starting a brand or starting a company, don't try to put all the weight on your shoulders. Hire people that you trust and, you know, have them help you. Have them, you know, build that brand with you. Everything that you face, you're not facing alone. You're facing it with those people that you trust, right? And I really, really encourage you guys to do that. All right, so we have finally wrapped up the shoot. That was about 2 hours. And honestly, we did so much in 2 hours. I told the guy initially that we were only gonna be here for an hour, but I completely underestimated how long this would take. But we were in a flow state and finished so much content, which is really good. That's exactly what we needed. We're gonna be coming back here on Friday. We have Weston coming with us. He's gonna be modeling the clothes, which is gonna be super sick. And yeah, we're just gonna keep shooting content. That's like the most important thing, is just staying consistent, and everything else will pay off. So consistency is key, boys.
Those are eyebrow scissors.
It's probably the worst thing to use. I just don't feel like going downstairs. Dude, fuck, this hurts my fingers. How do you guys do this shit?
Well, but you're not cutting cardboard.
Okay, all right, I'll be back, guys. Give me. I'm back. I decided to go downstairs. Anyways, we got samples today. Sample day. Woohoo! My favorite day of the week. We tend to get about at least one sample box every other week for Duality, and it's a really good pace to keep because I'm constantly making shit, whether it's amazing or not.
Or
That's
swatches.
just part of. Oh yeah, sweet. That's just part of the sample process. I have the most amazing relationship with my manufacturers. The reason they love me so much is because, I kid you not, literally right when they text me, I text them back. I am never keeping them on hold. And also, I make them a lot of money. First thing I've been wanting to look at is this fabric is made by yours truly.
This is it?
This is it. Now, this is going to be the moment of truth, because this is where we figure out, or this is where we find out if the fabric's durable. This is high quality. You can pair it with the two samples. If you want other colors, they need to be dyed in advance. Currently only white, so there's no.
That's crazy.
Wow. Okay, so honestly, that one's like really, really clear. This one has a bit more of like a cream to it. Mm-hmm. But the flowiness.
I want to feel.
Feel that. That's insane.
That is crazy. It's
okay.
like definitely like high fashion. Oh, I
Always
love
be
it.
High fashion sportswear. This one's definitely. I feel like we could drop the shirt too though, but the only change I'm gonna make is the
Wider sleeves.
Wider sleeves.
That's
But,
perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
You made this. Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy? So my whole idea is this drop that's gonna be dropping the shirt. It's also me dropping these two. This is gonna be mainly our runner's drop. This is curated more for people who are constantly outdoors or maybe running, whatever the case may be. We wanted to make sure that we're making fabrics that are flowy, breathable, but at the same time, high quality and durable. So this sample actually came in wrong. She wasn't supposed to put duality on the front, and the duality was actually supposed to go on the side. But I also thought of these holes, right? And they honestly don't look as cool as I thought they would. So we are getting rid of that. This is also going to be changed. We're going to be having the duality logo embossed throughout here and throughout here, and also the back. The quality though is phenomenal. I am in love with this material. So what happens with samples, they don't always come out perfect. You can think of something that might look super sick in your head. In reality, it doesn't look as great. And that's exactly how these came out. I will say this was not my fault. The holes were definitely my fault.
I told you not to do those.
Yeah, Alexa said not to do them. They kind of look...
I like the idea of holes, but those are like polka dots.
Yeah.
It's like.
Anyways, just imagine that these are not here, and this could be a fun fit right here.
Like biker shorts.
These are our
Love.
flowy
Wait, hold on.
flowy shorts. The material is insane. You might look at this and be like, oh no, this is mesh. No, this is not fucking mesh. I'm not dropping mesh. That's the last thing I'm going to be dropping. Mesh, pointed to me, mesh is incredibly cheap. And when you're buying mesh shorts from companies, I just want you to know, those cost maybe $3-4 to make. $3-4 to make, and those companies are selling to you for $45-50, which is a complete scam. This is a mesh. This is nylon. Nylon elasting. So this is a really, really high quality,
Stretchy.
stretchy material,
Breathable.
extremely flowy. So you can wear them. Very flowy, very comfortable, bro. Wow. Now this one has taken me the longest to perfect because I've been trying to get the paneling right on the kneecap, and it's been such a pain. But the material, oh, let's go, look at that.
Oh, you got one, so it doesn't just drag.
No, we made sure to higher the quality on that.
Awesome.
Nylon, extremely comfortable. You can compare this material to our competitors who are Lululemon. But we're the masculine Lululemon. We're the cooler Lululemon. We're the avant-garde Lululemon. Let's see.
Oh, I love those.
Right on the knees, perfect, exactly what I wanted. And then, let's say, oh, I don't like the bagginess though, Germ. I'm not a fan of that. Guess what? You don't have to be. They're not oversized. So like, if you were to
Make them joggers.
make them joggers, they're not gonna be all weird and baggy.
Parachute at the bottom.
Exactly. These came out phenomenally.
He's never gonna take these off.
I'm not. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing me wearing these samples for another 3-4 weeks until the new ones arrive, which that would be like another week and a half. So, out of all the samples, this came out perfect. This needs a little bit of adjustment on the sleeves, which is completely normal. That's fine. I could maybe stretch it. No, I'm not gonna do that. Your boy made his own material. Here it looks really, really white. I like this cream though.
Yeah, the off-white's perfect. Pants turned out perfect.
Pants are not perfect.
Shorts.
The shorts just need a little bit of
Fine tuning.
fine eggs. Exactly. And then these are getting remade as we speak. Did she even add? There's supposed to be a waistband thing to hold your shirt, and she didn't add that. So I'm gonna text my menu